It's Monday, and you might estimate from the title of this video that I have some more random stuff. So first, what you can see behind me is my setup for making video thumbnails, at least some of them. You probably have seen the video about making the cutting boards, and they are still in my workshop because my sister will receive hers today, I guess, and I will give this away probably tomorrow. And this one is still in the setup for making the video thumbnail. My setup is really simple. It's just this big piece of paper and these two lights. Come on, camera. There, I can see it. Just a simple studio bulb. Nothing special. And this works well enough for me. And when I made the cutting boards, I was left with so many offcuts. Actually, they are still here on the table, so these are so many, I think I can make 2 or even 3 other cutting boards with them. And of course I got some questions about these cutting boards, especially for the finish I put on there. So time to answer them. Is raw linseed oil food safe? Is linseed oil okay for cutting boards? Safe? Well, the answer is it depends. The linseed oil I used is made for cooking, so I'm pretty sure it's food safe. And the wax also claims to be food safe, so well, no problem there. And if finish is food safe, there's mostly some kind of label that says it's food safe. And for cooking oil, well, it's obvious. How often do you sharpen your table saw blades? I can't answer this question just yet because my blades are still pretty new, so I guess I will sharpen them once they get dull. And some more different questions. Welches Schnittprogramm verwendest du? Which in English means what editing software I use. I use 2 different softwares. One is Sony Movie Studio 12 and the other one is Power Director 11 by Cyclone. And the free Audacity audio tool for the audio. What basic electric or hand tools do you think are the most basic and must everyone have at least for woodworking shop? In terms of power tools, I think you need a drill, jigsaw, circular saw, a sander, and hand tools I would say a measuring tape, screwdrivers, chisels, a square, a hammer, pencils, and clamps. But what I just said is what I see behind the camera on my tool wall, and that's pretty much the stuff I use most frequently. In the future, do you think you will need to move your workshop in a larger place or extend it? Your workshop is too small, I can tell, even with the tools you already have. Really? Do you really need to tell me that? I know that. How do you say your name? Well, like this? No, just kidding. The German pronunciation of my name would be Marius, and the English pronunciation probably Marius. How are the glue-covered bolts doing now? Does that method work? I don't know. Let's have a look. So a while ago I turned green applewood bolts, and usually to slow down the drying process and prevent cracking, I put on a wax coating. But on some bolts I tried to use glue. Here I have a few samples and they are doing pretty well. This one has a little crack here. And this one, well, it has a bigger crack, but there's a big knot and, well, I guess it's in the center of the tree, and no coating could have prevented that from happening. But other than that, they're doing pretty well. Now, as you can see, I didn't make any progress with the X-Carve so far. It's still in the boxes, and that's because I have to make some preparation to my workshop and the room where the X-Carve will go. Last time when I announced that I got an X-Carve, some people were concerned and asked if this machine would even fit in my workshop because I also got the bigger machine. And there is a pretty simple answer to that. No, it doesn't fit at all in my workshop. Not even the smaller machine would have fit in my workshop. Maybe on this corner in the workbench, but I need the space. And we don't even need to talk about the rest of the workshop because it's pretty obvious. So if I wanted to have that machine, I had to move it to another room anyways, so I thought, well, then I could just get the bigger machine, and that's what I did. But I have to prepare this other room a little bit. Because you can see there's a lot of junk lying around here. I need to get rid of this. And the lighting in here is really terrible for taking video. So to solve that problem, I ordered some softboxes. I take this opportunity to make a really detailed unboxing on these lights. No,
The assembly of the stands was straightforward, and the quality, yeah, let's rather not talk about that. Much more interesting are the light bulbs that these lamps come with. They include these big 135 watt studio light bulbs, and each of the lamps uses 4 of them, so 8 bulbs in total.
Now this is a pretty ridiculous camera setup, because I use a light to light up a light. Alright, all the lights are working and they are really bright. I now can seriously light up my workbench. As you can see, these lights make quite a difference. Then I have to do a little repair to my shop vac Cyclone. As you can see, the bucket collapsed from the suction of the shop vac and, well, cracked. Because an oval-shaped bucket is less than ideal for this job, I used to have a support in the bucket that should prevent it from collapsing, but now this broke and then, yeah, this happened. But I found another paint bucket with lid, and now I'm just going to install this one, and it should do the job until I get something proper done, like the bucket for this collection thing.
The new bucket also needs a support, and I'm using the old, smaller bucket lid as a template.
Alright, the support for this bucket is done. And because the bucket is conical, I can really bring it to a snug fit. Now it sits right in the middle where the weak spot of this bucket is.
And we are back in business.
Now switching from the small to the big unit, and I discovered some problems with this as well. So when I have one of the large ports opened and turn the machine on, then the filters really bulge out, and that's because I think they are a little bit plugged up.
Not hard to see, the filters are plugged. But actually most of the dust is caught by the secondary filters, which are really cheap and easy to clean. I then clean the main filters outside with compressed air. The stuff that comes out there is really fine dust. You can compare it with like 600 grit sanding dust, and you really don't want to breathe this. And this machine is also back in business. And that's all random stuff I got this time.
It's Monday, and as you might could estimate, how are the glue cover bolts doing? Okay, yeah.